Welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you stopping by and checking this out. This is things to come to PropsOff. I'm going to build a 5-inch Freestyle. I'm gonna run this Kua camera. It's like $39. I've actually put this camera on my 7-inch rescue drone. So like when I take the rescue portion off of that quadcopter, I fly long range with it, and I've used this on there, and it does pretty good. I'm kind of curious to what it'll do on a Freestyle quad. So I've got an array of parts here that I'm going to put into the 5-inch, and then I'm also going to do some unboxing and some other things with these parts for the channel, but this is what's to come. Now, if you have a question about one of these components, you know, a certain thing about it or some type of information, I'll go through each thing. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'll go through each thing. I'm not going to unbag anything here. I'm just going to boom, 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 go right through things that I'm going to put into the 5-inch, and then also there's a couple other little things I was going to do as far as tech on the channel. So if you see something in here and you want to know a little more about it in comments, you know, pop a question, and then I can write that down and add it in to either the unboxing or the build video for the 5-inch I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Again, I appreciate you stopping by and checking out my channel and subscribing, all that jazz. So let's take a look at this real quick. Alright, so coming to PropsOff, I'm going to check out this Rush VTX. Okay, this is the Rush tank. This is the 30 by 30 mounting pattern VTX. I'm gonna check that out, because here's my 5-inch. This is my 5-inch racer here, and right now I have an AKK Race VTX in here, the second one. The first one, it did pretty decent. It would, you know, on 200 milliwatt it seemed to be okay, but when I put it on 25 milliwatt, it was only actually outputting 4.6 milliwatt. So when I got to the races, everybody was blowing me out. It was terrible. And then one of the coordinators of the race hooked his device into my antenna and registered that I only had 4.6 milliwatt coming out of the VTX at 25 milliwatt setting. So I got a hold of Race Day Quads. They immediately sent me out another one. This one, it's just not very good. I've had AKK F3 Ultimate VTXs that have 10 times more range than what this thing has. So you can see down inside here, I've just got it mounted to one of those little PDB boards. So I'm going to get rid of that, the PDB board and the AKK Race VTX, and I am going to check out this Rush VTX and see what I think about it. I'm going to do an unboxing of this on the channel, so stay tuned for that. And if you have any questions about this, as far as hardware, things that it comes with, things of that nature, let me know, and I'll try to get some answers for you. I know it's kind of hard to see in the packaging, but this is supposed to be a pretty nice VTX, so I'm interested in knowing whether it's actually any good or not. Alright, so I have the Source 1 frame. This is a Freestyle frame, so this is kind of the primary thing that I'm doing. I'm going to build a Freestyle quad, 5-inch, so I can run my little 4K camera on it. This camera is like $39. Okay, and it actually, surprisingly enough, it actually comes with an extra battery. So you get 2 batteries and the camera, and it does pretty good. I mean, it's $39, but I want to see what it does on a 5-inch Freestyle quad. And I feel like if I smash this, you know, a GoPro that I'm looking at is like $400, $460 with the thing, and then tax and all that. It's just too much. I can't. There just ain't happening. And then the $60 every time you crash and smash it or break it. I just personally can't take on that type of risk. But $39, I thought I'd give it a try. So That camera, I've had it around for a while. But here's the frame I'm going to use, so I'm going to do an unbagging of that and go through some weights. If you have any questions about this frame and what my thoughts are, there's one thing that I thought was interesting reading many reviews from different stores. There were people that were saying that if they ordered this frame from one store, like Pyrodrone, versus another store like Race Day Quads or Get FPV or something of that nature, they were getting it without chamfered edges. The edges were really sharp. So I'm interested to pull this out of the package and see what that was all about. But if you have any questions about this, let me know in comments, and when I do the unbagging or the build, I can answer those questions for you. So that's going to be the frame. It's a 5-inch quad. I have motors that I'm going to use for this 5-inch freestyle. Is going to be the Strix 2306 2500 kV. They are, I say notchy, but I've had a couple guys tell me they call it coggy. Okay, you tell me what you want to call it. But when you turn that bell, you can feel the poles on those magnets. So these feel like they're going to be pretty aggressive motors. And there's people in the local racing group that really like these motors. So I'm going to try them out. I fly various motors: Gep RC, SkyStars, T-Motor, Sing, iFlight motors. There's a handful. But if you have any questions about these, this is going to be a 4S rig. I'm not doing the 6S thing. But that's the motors I'm going to end up using for this. And I feel like, I can really get in there and crash and have a lot of fun, because I've got a couple extras. So this is the ESC that I plan on driving, those motors. This is the T-Motor F55 amp Pro 2. Okay, pretty robust. I've got this in a few things. My rescue drone, my 5-inch race drone. I'm going to put this in my 5-inch freestyle. I feel like this is a really robust ESC when you're talking about a 4-in-1. It does have a 10-volt BEC that comes out. I have a review video, an unboxing, and what I think about it and everything. So if you want to check that out. But this is the ESC that I plan on using for my 5-inch freestyle. So if you have any questions about that, let me know in comments. I can try to answer that for you. And it's going to be connected to the Mamba. This is the Mamba F22 flight controller. This has a built-in SpeedyB Bluetooth. It's all built into it. It has LED controls on all 4 corners with a little push button. I actually run this on my 5-inch race drone already. I just found that this flight controller did everything I wanted it to do, and it's done a good job. The tune stays good. I'm pretty happy with it, so I went ahead and got another one. So I'm gonna unbag this one and kind of show some of the things that I've done with it. But if you have any questions about the Mamba F722S FC, let me know, and I'll try to add that into the video. So that's the frame, the motors, the ESC, and the flight controller. And then I am going to use a Maytech. This is the VTX Mini, and it also comes with MMCX antenna, obviously dipole, so I'm going to have to change that out. But it comes with a PDB board that you can attach to it to run 30 by 30 or 20 by 20. Now the Source One frame is supposed to have either or, so I can run that gear, the ESC and flight controller in the front, and then I can run my VTX out of the back, or that type of scenario. I'm going to decide that later. But this is the Maytech VTX, and this VTX is supposed to go up to 800 milliwatt. So it also has a microphone. I thought I'd give it a try, see if it's any good. There's one difference that I'm going to do versus just putting in a VTX and a capacitor, okay? This is a voltage regulator, okay? So this has a little solder pad that you can jumper, and it will give 12 volts. So I am going to run my battery to this small little device, and this is going to power my VTX and camera. So you've heard of LC filtering, you've heard of you know, trying to clear up the video. I'm going to separate my VTX and camera from all of the, I'm not going to power it off the flight controller, okay? I'm just basically going to run my video into the flight controller and right back out, and all the power is going to be handled through this. So I'm going to give that a go to see if I can get some super clean video. So if you have any questions about these, it'll be in the build video. And the camera is the RunCam. This is the RunCam Phoenix 2. See if I can find a... Okay, so the RunCam Phoenix 2. So I'm real interested to see. I was watching a couple of videos on this, and I think also I watched something with Joshua Bardwell in it, and he said this was his kind of go-to camera. So I read up a little bit more on it, and honestly, for the price and the review of it, I've got to try it. I needed a camera, so this is what I chose to go with. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. But that'll be in the build. And then controlling everything is just going to be an R-xsr, because the only thing I have is my QX7 internal module. I don't have Crossfire or any external stuff, so I'm going to do the R-xsr. I'm going to update the firmware, and then this is what I'm going to end up using to control everything. So, and then also I got some bumpers for the bottom, and then I didn't know if I could get my stack. I didn't know if I could get my stack quite down far enough. Like, this is my favorite 3-inch, okay? And I'm running a 20 by 20 standoff in here. So there's a possibility I might be able to slam this frame down using a 20 millimeter standoff instead of what comes with it. I think is 25. I'll have to look. But that way you can get it slammed, and if you see, do you see the prop line is at the top. So basically you're balancing the battery on top, and the quadcopter and bottom plate and all the weight of that is underneath the prop line. So it turns out to be a really balanced quad. So I kind of like the slam. This 3-inch is my current favorite. 1408 Mama motors on it. I actually just got done flying this tonight about 6 times. So lots of fun. So we'll see if I'm able to drop that down at all. So if not, I'll probably use them somewhere else. So that's everything that I'm going to do for the 5-inch Freestyle. And if you have any questions about any of this gear, let me know, and I'll try to get some answers as I go through this. And yeah, I appreciate you checking out my channel, and hopefully this was interesting for you. You know, always give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you will. And if you hated it, you know, give it a thumbs down. It all works. Enjoy the breeze.